We had some big news that came out yesterday. Cam Newton cut by the Patriots. Mac Jones slips in as the starter. Mac Jones has been looking good all preseason. Had an impeccable career at Alabama and was a first-round pick. Everything has been lining up for him to take over as the starter. We knew it was going to happen eventually. Him being started week 1 should not be a surprise. I can understand that Newton probably wanted to be released after he got the news that Mac Jones was going to be the starter, and the Patriots probably happily obliged that so he can get an opportunity to work elsewhere, or they just cut him to give Mac Jones the forethought that, hey, you're the starter, you're the guy, we're going to ride the coattails from you going forward, and we should expect Mac Jones to get every opportunity to succeed and fail. They are going to ride him. They're going to see what they got from him this year, and from what I've seen from him, from Alabama, and during preseason, and everything I've heard, he should transition fairly well. He should be a decent quarterback for the Patriots. I expect him to have a decent rookie year for a rookie. I don't expect gangbusters. I don't expect him to be a high-end, fantasy relevant option, especially now that we have a large subset of rushing quarterbacks in the top end of fantasy, but Mac Jones is going to hold his own. One thing that stuck out to me after this news broke yesterday was a lot of people were excited about Damien Harris. A lot of people were expecting a lot more volume. I'm expecting the offense to move fairly well. I'm expecting him to see probably a roughly similar amount of touches as if Cam was in there, really. I expect him to get a good workload. I'm not down or up on him after the news. I like him at ADP. Also recognize Ramondre Stevenson's going to get some work. I know I made a video kind of halfway making fun of him, kind of halfway not, about his film study a few days ago, but I think he can hold his own in the offense. I think he can be a goal line back. I think he can be a significant piece in this run game. Also, James White's not dead. They're probably going to use him as well, and we know how this team works from years of experience. Tom Brady's gone, but this part's not going to change. They're going to take in, take out, mix around these running backs all year long. It's going to be a headache for fantasy gamers, and it's just how it's going to be. And as long as Bill Belichick's pulling the strings, as long as he keeps having a cluster of running backs like this, we're going to see him pull the strings on these running backs in game like this, pulling him in, pulling him out, and we're not going to know who we're going to want to start. We could see J.J. Taylor take some touches as well this season. Who knows? Who knows with this team? Right now, Damien Harris is the guy I want to own out of this backfield. I'm interested with Ramondre Stevenson, and I know James White's not dead. He could be catching some checkdowns. So I imagine all these guys are going to have their moments throughout the year. When it comes to wide receiver, with the changes of Mac Jones, I like Jacoby Myers. I see him having the largest target share. I see Mac Jones also spreading the ball around a little bit more. So I think there's going to be boom weeks from like Nelson Aguilar. Maybe N'Keal Harry can spike up if he can get healthy. But I think the guy to really target in fantasy, and he's at a cheap price point, is Jacoby Myers. Is it a guarantee? No one's a guarantee in this offense. I especially think the tight ends, Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry, that they're going to get some work too. They're going to take away some of the targets in the passing offense. And along with some checkdowns, James White's going to be used to. So it's going to be a strange offense to try to predict right now. If I had to pick a wide receiver, cast my net on, Jacoby Myers would be the guy. I think Mac Jones is going to have an all right year. I think he'll be all right as a streamer in fantasy, especially if you want to go late round quarterback, or if you need a quarterback to pick up off of waivers. I think there's going to be plus matchups for him to capitalize on, especially in the AFC East. So he will have his moments. The rushing upside is not there, so his floor will have a bottom to it, especially since he's a rookie. He'll probably have a rookie floor on some weeks, but I think he'll be better than expected. He's already been better than expected, considering he's already got the starting job. He's already looked better than promised or as advertised among what we've been seeing on our timeline on social media from random Twitter guys. You gotta think quarterback's the hardest position to project in pretty much all of sports. Going off the consensus of social media is just bad process when it comes to grading these players, especially at the quarterback position. So obviously a guy like Mac Jones is gonna exceed expectations when given the opportunity, considering his track record at Alabama, considering he was a first-round pick, considering he looked good in preseason. So I would not go off the consensus of the previous notions on him. Go off what we've seen. He's been an all right quarterback. We know he doesn't have rushing upside. If you need a quarterback, he's a guy you can go with. One thing that you need to learn here, and this is for Dynasty Fantasy Football, that if you're in a Superflex league, quarterback gets drafted in the first round, you need to put a premium on that quarterback, no matter what your bias is, because that quarterback, no matter if it's good or bad, is going to see an influx in value once they get the starting role, and usually, more times than not, quite often they get the starting role because the sunk cost of the draft capital is there. It may not be long, it could be a game, but when that happens, the price shoots up, and you want that, and you want to take advantage of that. But that's all I got. I think Mac Jones is going to be all right, especially during his rookie season. Jacoby Myers, the wide receiver I want. Also, I think the tight ends are going to be involved. I think the running back group is going to be a mismatch of guys. Damian Harris is obviously going to be the leader in touches. Ramondre Stevenson's not dead, so he'll get some goal line work. And James White will be there too to take some of those receptions out of the backfield. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for watching the show. Hit that subscribe button on the way out. It means a lot to me, and I'll catch you next time.